Uh, yes, I'm starting the recording. We started the meeting 1 minute ago, 6:06 p.m. We went ahead and, for the record, approved the minutes from the October and November meetings, so we can resume this meeting. The next item on the agenda, the town sent me a financial disclosure form, and I thought it was for everyone to fill out, but apparently it's only me. So we could ignore item 2 on that agenda. And now we can get to the heart of the meeting. Wilmer Park, and I wanted to put something. This I have too many things open. Okay, here it is. It didn't open. Interesting. Can I? Why didn't that open? Okay. Here we go. Here's what I wanted. Okay. All Recreation, the vendor for the Burke Playground, reported a $30,000 price increase because of the unavoidable on our part, delay in having the state grant funds released. So it was just a week ago Monday that Case alerted the council. They discussed it briefly at their council meeting on Monday night, but did not make any decisions. They would like us to weigh in. We are not the final decision makers. We are just an advisory board with members of the public advising us, but they would like to hear what we suggest. So Case Des Moines put together these 4 options for the town to consider. Reject the bid and go through the RFP process again. He did not. He thinks that's a bad idea, though, because of the delays that would create and chance that the cost would go up again in the meantime. 2, investigate whether COVID relief funds can offset the price increase. I have not heard what has been determined on that, but my understanding is that the relief funds could not be used for such a purpose. It's supposed to be used for anything directly related to COVID or water and sewer improvements. So I don't think this could qualify. 3, offset the price increase with town funds. The town is doing better financially. My understanding is a lot of the real estate market has been hot. People have been moving here to escape COVID. Some well-paid people. However, at the last council meeting, there was much discussion about how the salaries of town employees are falling behind the market, and the town is losing employees and having trouble getting new ones. And the mayor has indicated he would rather use the healthy financial situation of the town's budget to increase salaries. That's not to say the playground is impossible to fit in, but the mayor, for one, sounds like he wants to reserve those revenues. So that leaves number 4 on Case's list, is to eliminate some features. I wanted to suggest a number 5, do some fundraising. So there's a list of cost reduction options, and I have put some numbers together for possible fundraising. But before we go into those details, does anybody want to speak in general about any of these 4 options?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Could we build the playground, and the items that we take out, can we apply for those for next year? You know what I mean? So if we have all the money, we don't want to go to the RFP process again. Let's build what we have, and then go just say, because of COVID and price increases and what have you, we would like to apply for some more money next year. I don't know if we can do that, but that was a thought.
That's a creative thought. I will, I'm recording that, and we'll pass that along to the powers that be. I'm sure the response will be, though, that with the rubberized surfacing, they probably want to do it all at once. I suppose they could leave a hole and come back later and fill that hole.
Well, how about the cluster of the musical instruments? That's 27,000 right there.
Yes, and actually,
Bring them back next year.
Case is actually recommending that.
Well, I think that's a good idea on Case's part, because we can get the playground done. It won't be perfect, but we can apply again and add on to it. It'll be like, we add some amenities to it as we move on, and make it a bigger to accept those musical instruments. And when we get the money, we can just put them in. Just a thought, if that works.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, is the musical instruments like in the middle of the like kind of in the middle of everything?
Okay, I have a PowerPoint with the pictures. Hang on here. Okay, this again is the full playground. On the far right are the swings. Then there's
okay.
Then there's a larger module for older kids, which has some shade documents on there, shade elements.
But didn't we say that didn't we ask them to actually remove those, since we were getting so high, and that was one of the things we were concerned about with the neighbors, was getting so high in the air?
I don't remember, but that is one of the things that is identified as a possible cost reduction. So we could always, I will point that out when we go back to that document. Here in the middle, when I move my cursor, do you all see the cursor?
Yeah,
Yes.
I see it.
Okay, these are the musical instruments. And then this is the a module for the younger kids. And again, one of the options is to remove the sail.
No, I can't remove the sail.
Danielle, you say you can't see it?
No, I see it. I'm just shaking my head like
it just, every element of this playground has a purpose and was very, very carefully thought out. I'm just really blown away by all this, to be honest with you. I mean, this was like 6 months of planning. Like the sails are there for it to go with a nautical theme. Like the musical instruments are there to go with the culture of Chestertown. The height is not too high. We looked at so many. The sails, again, go with the nautical theme. We looked at the colors, like every single element of this design was just so carefully thought out, like so much research. And to take away any of the elements, I don't even know how to go about doing that, because so much thought went into this, like heart and soul went into planning this. I'm really confused by it all. Like, is this like this neighbors? Like how did this all go down? I'm just really, really blown away by the whole thing. Like, it was like, which neighbors and how did they go to the state level and fight against all of this? Like, it's just really mind-boggling. I'm sorry.
It's
I
approved.
agree. And
It's a financial issue.
but there was an email back, I looked back in November 7th saying that the grant had to be reapproved, but
Mhm.
that it was, and that it would proceed, and the first week of December, everything would be done and proceed forward.
Mhm.
How did that not happen? I looked back at our emails, and Jim, you sent out an email saying that, oops, yep, the grant had to be reapplied, but it's done and it's approved already. And, you know, that it would proceed the first week of December.
And when was the price increase, Jim?
Okay, the money was released the first week of December, so it's available now to sign the contract. But in the meantime, the delay caused the price to go up.
Why was there a delay?
But how was there a delay if it was already approved?
It was approved, but the money was not released. And the neighbors managed to get
You said it was
reach-
released the first week of December. Like,
it was approved. But
Did the neighbors cause the delay?
yeah,
Oh, well, that's the whole problem right there. They're just trying to stop the whole plan. If it wasn't
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that cost
Exactly.
us $30,000 for the neighbors complaining. Then I just found out about that right now. That really upsets me.
Yeah. I don't
And-
understand how
I
these
mean-
few people could have so much power.
and I agree to Danielle's point that it's really not fair that we have to take away part of this plan, because like she said, it took 6 months of our planning and our homework and our research and our hard work to make sure that this
Mhm.
playground had everything that we wanted, everything that the public asked for,
Mhm.
everything that we thought the kids, we thought about all the different diversities. It's not fair to us or to the town that we have to take part of this playground out to try and like say, oh, well, let's save money by taking this part out. Each part is in there for a reason.
You know
So
what
I think, Jim, I liked your other idea of trying to, raise some money. I think that's a better
Mhm.
thing than any of the
Yeah.
other 4 options. Or
Yeah.
that the town chips in half of it and then we
Right.
raise another half.
Yeah. And like, Jim, I know that you took, like, we had that town meeting at Wilmer Park and there's 800 comments and put them into a list. And we sifted through and we read each individual comment.
You know what? I want to say something. I don't know who the neighbor was that complained. I have a few ideas, but shame on those neighbors for trying to shut down a beautiful playground when this park has been here forever and those townhouses came in years later. This is a beautiful plan, and shame on them for doing this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That really disturbs me. I just found out about this, and one or two people can shut down a whole beautiful project, the whole of Chestertown. This is not fair, and I think the town council now, since this subject came up, that these people have stopped it. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that there's a budget downfall, and I think the town should come up to the plate and figure out how they can donate
Yeah.
some money and get this done. This is really upsetting to me, and that's all I have to say, Jim.
Well, and especially since, November 7th, it said, you sent out an email saying it's already approved. We're a go. Our design was approved. The money is approved. November 7th, we had the money and there was no price increase at that point. We were set to go, and now all of a sudden it delayed, and now there's this price increase. That's not our fault. Everything was all set to go.
Yeah. I mean, and then we even took into, I know something that really town was really talking about was making it aesthetically pleasing. And we talked about putting the gardens around it. So it's just, we really worked so hard to get, everything everybody wanted in there.
I wish we could charge the 30,000 to those neighbors, but it doesn't
They
work
should
that way.
They should
So
come
what
up
did
with the
they
money.
say? Just what did they say exactly? Did they not like the look of the playground? Like what was their reason?
They just don't want it.
Just because it's changed and it's something different?
Right. It's unwanted noise. I guess some people just don't like the noise of children playing.
Well, it seems to be, it seems to be an issue, and I don't know why, that the first design was rejected. Did they like the first design better? Did they feel it looked better?
No, there was a small contingent of people that didn't want anything.
Anything. Okay.
But Jim, can you explain your email from, I think it was this afternoon, so they went to the state with that original plan and said, this is the one that was approved. Can we go back to this one? Is that?
Well, no, it's just that.
Delayed?
No, they weren't suggesting going back to the original plan. They were just saying that the state had approved that original plan, but now according to them, Chestertown was pulling a fast one by changing the design.
But even that, we had already asked permission that we could change the design, and the woman said, yeah, usually there's not even a design associated with the application.
Right, that's not the purpose of the grant.
We covered that ground too.
That's what one state official says, but they managed to talk to another state official who thought there was merit in their case.
And I'm going to say one more time, shame on them. This is ridiculous. We have a beautiful playground, and all they want to do is just stop it. That's all their goal is. They want to stop a playground for kids, for young people to play in Chestertown. This is horrendous. I hope that our town and our mayor and our new council gets this straight and helps us to get this project done and get it started this spring and come up with the $30,000 that these people across the way have cost us for just delaying the whole project.
I wanted to put an explanation on Facebook about all of this and lay the blame where it belongs. But the mayor said, it's better not to raise a stink. Don't blame people. But if somebody else wants to put something on Facebook, that's okay with me.
When does this have to be signed to keep it at the $30,000 overage instead of this going another 2 months and this becoming a $60,000 overage?
Yeah, whenever they submit a bid, it's good for 30 days. And it sounds like it was about a week, maybe 10 days ago that Case learned about the price increase. So we've got
and if we wanted to raise money, what would be the deadline that we would have to be able to raise money?
That's the problem with the fundraising plan. Yeah, we'd have to do it very quickly. It would have to be an intensive effort. We'd have to set up the systems and get out there and reach people as soon as possible.
Look, I want to say one thing. I understand the mayor doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. I understand all that. But you know something? Once in a while, this is like the Milk and Cookie Council. Let's make a decision and just get something done. Why don't we put an ad in the paper? 2 people oppose the playground. And, 10,000 people approve of a playground. There's 2 people that don't want it. Why don't we bring them out in the open? Come on, mayor and council, let's get this job done. It just takes forever around here to get projects done.
Mhm.
Actually, it's the whole country. That's why we can't have high-speed rail. But that's beside the point. Well, let's go back to that list of items. Let's see here.
Who can we reach out to about fundraising in the community? Like who? Like
Well, I'm on the Tea Party Planning Committee and we're doing fundraising too. My partner fundraises for the National Music Festival. So, you know,
yeah.
I think there are resources to guide us.
Hmm.
Um,
It's just the timing is the issue.
Right, but
Yeah.
I think it'd be done real quickly. I don't know if, you know, set up a GoFundMe campaign. I don't know if there's a better,
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a better avenue than that. We can ask the people who know, but that could be set up quickly. And, you know, if we could get access to Frank's mailing list, we can put together a flyer very quickly and send that out.
One thing I want to make clear, this is not our fault that there's a $30,000 overage.
Right.
It's because of 1 or 2 people. And it's got to be stated. That's why. We had it planned. We had the money.
Right.
We were ready to go. And then these people came in there and tried to shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
That's-
that I almost put out an explanation about all this on Facebook today, and we
the word will
Let's-
get out.
Let's do it.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it. I mean, you know, we need to start raising money and we need to explain why this happened. I don't
Before
want to
the
go
next
around
council meeting. Yeah,
try to make excuses. Oh, well, it happened. This is the reason it happened. 2 people held it up. My opinion now, that's my opinion. It's not my decision. It's yours or whoever, but we can just start a GoFundMe page,
Mhm.
raise some money. There might be a couple donors around here that have the money, you know,
Yeah.
that'd be willing to do it.
To put
The
up
other
money.
option is just to take those items out until we get the money and then put them in later. Add them on. It doesn't have to be all right now. I know you want, that's the part of the playground we want to get, but if we can
Right.
just get the job started and we can add those later. It's not like they have to right now, but I know how you want them. But if that's our
Right.
situation we're in, let's just move ahead before the prices go up again. And maybe the playground's stuck on some ship. We won't get it anyhow.
well, yeah. Well, yeah, they're also saying, you know, originally they were saying 13 weeks after the contract was signed, but it looks like it's going to be longer than that. So,
We need to move. I think we just need to order the parts,
Yeah.
get it all in, have it here, and then we can get started. That's what I think, because the longer we wait, that's what these neighbors want. They want us to wait maybe to have the whole thing.
Exactly.
right.
And I think the town needs to make a move on it. I mean, this is just
Mhm.
it's ridiculous, but
So, yeah, here's the list of proposed cost reductions. These are rough numbers put together by the all recreation representative. We remove the musical instruments, you know, that goes most of the way there. And that is what Case is recommending. The second bullet point, the Aura shade, that's the collection of shade structures over the older kids structure. The sail is on the younger kids' boat. The mayor wanted them to look into replacing the rubberized surface. You know, and as you can see, the rubberized surfaces alone is like I don't know, about 40% of the total cost of the whole playground. It could be replaced with what's called engineered wood, which is a fancy word for
Wood chips.
processed wood mulch.
How much
Uh,
is the rubberized? I'm looking here. Where is it?
That's in the third bullet point. Replace the rubberized surface with mulch, and just
20,000, correct?
95,000 to take without any surfacing at all. And then to put the wood in, looks like 17,500. So that reduces the cost, way more than we need.
Okay. I wouldn't go cheaper on anything. We have a plan. The best thing we can do is hold off on the musical instruments, but I wouldn't put wood chips in there. They're just gonna look nasty after a while. The rubberized stuff lasts for a long time and it's really nice. I mean, I know it would be nice to make it cheaper, but it's just, Chestertown is a quality place. It's a quality town. Let's not cheapen this beautiful playground that we're gonna have.
I agree. And I think we also kind of did the math on, we weren't going to do just the wood chips because then you have to, maintenance is a bigger cost.
Maybe
So
take the sale out and we can say, well, we're trying to raise money for a sale, have little tidbits that we can add on in our fundraising process. But Jim, I think your idea is great for a GoFundMe. And put it on and get the Spy. They do an article on it. Get a few of these papers in the news and the Kent County News. We can get an article in there. Get some free publicity to raise money.
I think we might, you might be surprised with how much
Yes.
we raise quickly. For a good cause. So who is like the top person in charge of this whole project? Like who is at the top? The commission, like who is, what I'm saying? Who is at the top?
Well, the top decision makers are the mayor and council, and they will be meeting on Monday.
Next Monday,
a week from tonight.
Okay, so next Monday they meet. Okay, and are they looking for a plan from us with what we want to do to move forward?
They want our advice, yeah.
They want our advice. Okay.
And the town official who does the nuts and bolts
His case.
dealing with the vendor is Case.
Okay.
Case has done a good job. Case has done a good job putting all this together.
Yes, he has.
It's not his fault that we have a funding problem.
It is not his fault.
It's a great job.
If there's one thing I wish I had known, I wish I knew about the appeals to the state as it was happening. Maybe we could have, intervened at some point.
I remember someone saying that one of these neighbors was going to the state. They were bypassing us because they wanted to get it halted. But the problem is that prices for everything have literally gone up so much. That was sort of out of our hands. So they caused this to happen. Maybe they have a good attorney, who knows? And they just caused this to happen. And now we're $30,000 in the hole because of one or two people. And I don't want to go any cheaper on this project. Case has done a wonderful job. I think we need to stick with all the quality things we have and figure out how we can maybe take a few items out, but add them in later and do a fundraising project and just go out and tell them what's going on with the Spy. Just say we had a couple neighbors that slowed the project down. They cost us $30,000. Now we have to raise more money. Just tell it the way it is. I don't like, so many things get brushed under the carpet around here. This is just ridiculous. Let's just bring it out in the open and raise the money.
I'll make sure that the Spy and the Kent County News see this recording, and they will hear from us, our opinion.
Sure.
So just moving forward, we're trying to go forward with this right now. So do we need to give 2 options, 3 options, 1 option to the council?
It's
Or
up
is
to
it,
us. We can put it in the form of a motion. And, you know, I'm not allowed to introduce a motion as chair, but either Nat or Frank can suggest a motion for us to put on the table and discuss.
We live right down the street. Can't we start a petition?
all right, well, I put a motion together to discuss what we want to do, is what we want to send to the council and to the
I
mayor.
I second the motion.
And can you articulate what exactly we want to recommend?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying to think of, like,
Right, yeah.
is it 1, 2, or 3 options that we want to, what are we trying to get to them? You know, because I know at the end of the day, obviously, if they have options, it would probably be better for them than just having one. Because, you know, one of them is do we remove just the shade, get it down to more of an $18,000 fundraiser instead of a $30,000 fundraiser? And if we can raise the 30,000, great. Can we get the shade added back on as you know, as a thing? You know, keep the sail, because I mean, the ship does need a sail. Or is it going to the town asking, saying, hey, can we split this 50-50, 15,000 from the town, 15,000 from us to do a fundraiser? You know, or is it, okay, we want to do a fundraiser and we're going to have to do the whole thing? I mean, you see where I'm trying to go?
Yeah. Let me add a couple of other things into our discussion. There was one more thing regarding the playground. And that is the fence. All of the proposals that have been going around and the grant funding all do not include a fence.
And the town said they would fund those things. They said that they would fund the benches and the fence.
Well, they did acquire money for the benches, but the fence was still up in the air, where the money would come from. This is a diagram of I put together, which, you know, proposes a fence. The mayor suggested 30 inches, 2.5 feet would be tall enough, because we just want to keep the little kids in, right? And a nice, pretty white, you know, wooden slat fence painted white would look kind of charming. And I costed it out. It'd be about $3,400 in materials, assuming the town would do the labor or volunteer labor. I'd be happy to pound some boards. When I was thinking about what to recommend for a GoFundMe campaign, I came up with 4 items, because we have the playground itself, the playground fence, and, you know, buying some plants to go around it, so about $4,000. We also have the issue of Carpenter Park. Not everybody on this call may be aware, Carpenter Park is in the middle of Washington Park. It's up off Flatland Road.
Yes.
And there had been a play set there which was donated. It was a residential quality, and it deteriorated, even though the town did maintenance on it, but you know, it was never intended for heavy public use. So you know, it's clear we need a replacement play set up there, but again, the town has not, there's no money identified, and the town has so far not promised to do that. And then Ajax Park, probably going to need about 15,000 for the toddler playset at some point. So, you know, this totals up to, I think it's about $70,000. And I figured, you know, we can do a fund. We could break this down further, as Frank suggested, for the playground shortfall. We could break it down by musical instruments, shade structure, so on. And, you know, if we wanted to determine priorities, we could raise money to fund one priority at a time. So that's just an idea.
Yeah.
So we have to make a decision.
My
tonight,
only
Monday?
Yeah, what were you saying, Aaron?
my only thought on that is that I feel like this Wilman Park, you know, shortfall is kind of more of a time crunch that we need.
Right.
Because again, if the prices are going to go up in 30 days, you know, we only have I mean, so like when is it, I think Nat asked, you know, when is it going to be signed? When does this need to be signed by?
Monday.
And that's a very important day. I think we need to
Mhm.
work from
Yeah,
that day.
I'm guessing we probably have about another 20 days.
Yeah, so I think so we have 20 days to raise at least 30,000. The other stuff could come later.
Right.
You were also talking about, you know, the town was going to has money for the benches. Well, could they
Right.
chip in that money for this 30,000 now, because we need that now, and then they have in their other budget for next year or whatever, they could do, you know, they
Oh,
could
really?
budget for benches then. You know, just something.
Uh-huh.
See,
Yeah.
By the way, I did invite Case to be on this call because it would have really helped him to hear all of these ideas we're having. But I'm making notes, and I'll try to make sure that he hears all of these subtle ideas that are being offered.
What do we want to?
so when's your next meeting?
Of the next meeting. I'm sorry, who asked that?
Oh, I was just wondering when the town council met. You said next Monday.
Yeah, next
So we
Monday.
have a little bit, so we have a couple days to kind of
Think about
get
it. Yeah.
think about it. Yeah.
Plus, you know, it'll be a Zoom meeting. You can get on next Monday as well and express your opinions.
Wasn't, Jim, there's some other fund available? Like there's $1 million or something available to the county for parks and everything. Didn't we talk about that last year? Is that gone?
That was what's referred to as the LLPI, and I don't remember what that acronym stands for, but that's where the benches money would come from.
That's like
Yeah.
$1 million. How many benches are we buying?
Okay,
Didn't
it's
they-
not $1 million. It's $1 million for the entire county.
Okay,
So I don't have I can't remember the list. I
that
think,
money utilized?
say again?
Has all that money been utilized?
Well, some of it was used for the park. I mean, for the playground, because there had been an earlier cost increase. And so 8,000 of that money is going into the playground already. I think there's money for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 benches, and the chess tables, 2 chess tables around town. You know, there's no hurry on those. What else? Oh, extending the biggest item was extending the rail trail out past Morganek Road, and that's under construction now. And then the second biggest item was for the waterfront trail. And then, you know, our items were kind of last minute add-ons.
I understand.
But we can investigate the status of that.
Just
funding.
tell them all what's going on. Everyone needs to know our story, what's happening. Once again, I don't want to make anything cheaper. It's a quality playground. Let's stay with what we have. If we have to take some things out, we can add quality equipment later. But if it's just
Mhm.
cheapened, it's just going to be, I mean, this is going to be a fabulous addition to Chestertown. When people come down there, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful playground, and people are going to admire it and love it. And we're going to be behind it. So we need to have it looking good. And I think that the town, if their budget is going well, maybe they can chip in a little bit. You know, I know they want to give employee wage increases most important, but after that, maybe there's enough money where they can put a little bit into this, and maybe that other fund has some money, and we can just pull it together that way. Just a few
There's
of my
gotta
thoughts.
be money. Yeah.
Oh, they can find the money if they need to. It's there. It's just we got to prioritize it, that this is important, and don't we want to get this done? When are we supposed to break ground for this project, Jim?
Last month.
Yeah, it was supposed to have been finished by now.
Well,
I think it'll be.
I
it'll be
think
important.
I think we need to move forward and get it started. Just get it started and start fundraising, but get the ball rolling, get it going, even if we're not totally funded. I mean, didn't this happen with the Marina? Except that was like $5 or $6 million that they were trying to fund. I mean, we're talking, it's a lot of money, $30,000, but I'm just hoping that
I agree. I think we need to ask the town if there's any, like you said, this is a time crunch. So whatever they have in the budget, can it just go towards this right now? And then I don't think we should discount trying to raise money. I think people are rallied around this, and I think people will chip in. Like Mike Smith in his email, he said, even asking businesses, contracting businesses, if they can, chip in and give some donations and stuff. I think the town would definitely rally around it.
And put like little segments, like for example, we have some musical instruments. We'll divvy it up into like 8 different parts. So would someone put in $2,000 for this instrument, or $3,500 for this, or whatever, just to make it a little, so they know their money's going to something instead of just a whole thing.
So, I think if we're doing that, we should get going on that kind of stuff right away.
Yeah, I agree.
As quickly as possible. Because again, I think this is just it's a time crunch. We don't want the price to go up again. And
Right.
I think that's a true risk that could happen.
Yeah.
And believe me, the people that don't want this playground, they would love to see that happen. I hate to talk. I don't like to use that word hate. I don't like to talk this way, but of course they want to hold it up. Anything that'll hold this project up is in their favor because they don't want it. So I just think we need to move, get it started, and then let the chips fall where they do. And I think we can raise the money. In fact, I know we can. We just got to work at it, get publicity, and
So Jim, here's the other thought. So even if we raise the money, half of it, I'm assuming they want half at the start. What is it they want at the start?
Uh,
Do we know? And then what is it they want at the end?
we don't know, but yeah, I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
because in reality, they're not asking for the full amount up front. And that's not, they wouldn't ask for the full amount up front. And we know it's not necessarily going to start within the next, although we need to sign the contract, we know it's not going to start the next day or the next week. It's going to be weeks down the road. And it's going to take them, what did they say they think it's going to take? How many weeks is it going to take them to actually do the work?
At least 13, probably more.
So we're in reality, by the time they're looking for final payment of all of this, can we logistically think that we could go out and raise regardless if it's 30,000 or getting the benches, you know, maybe getting the benches cut and then using that money to bring that down and then looking at the benches next year. But in basically saying, okay, we really have, what is that, that's 3 months, 13 weeks is 3 months, right?
Right.
And we know we're not starting within the next month of signing the contract, most likely because of this weather and probably shipping, but who knows? But let's just say 4 months, 5 months. So we've got 6 months maybe to raise 30,000. Does that?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's an excellent point. However,
But-
the town is probably reluctant to sign a contract unless they know the money is on hand. But if we can convince them that a fundraising campaign can work, and given the enthusiasm on this committee, and the confidence being expressed by people, if we can convey that confidence to the council, maybe they'll go ahead and sign the contract.
Jim, I got a question for you. How many yards of that rubberized stuff do you need for the playground? And the whole bit, was it 29? I don't have it in front of me. Did you say it was 29,000 for that rubberized stuff?
95,000.
Wait. How much?
95.
95,000. But how many yards of it is there?
I don't know what the volume is.
That's what I want to know, because I'd like to find out. I'm sure Case has already done this because he knows all the sources. But that's a big chunk of money.
It
If
sure
we could
is.
get that, if we could, I'd like to know, would you mind finding out how many yards, how is that stuff sold? Is it by the dump truck? Or is it by the, is it by the yard? And it probably isn't chopped up tires because you can't have metal shavings in it. So it's got to be regular rubber, I would think. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know how they make that stuff, but could you find that out for me?
Okay.
And what kind of material it is? What is it called?
It's called Bond Flex, BONDFLEX. So
Mhm.
if you Google Bond Flex, you could probably find out all about it.
I'm sure the research has been done, but I'd like to do it myself to find out. There's people out there we can get it a little bit, but I need to know how is it sold? So is it sold by the yard, and how much does a yard cost, and how much do we have positioned for our project? And also, are they going to put black paper down below? I'm sure you've gone over this, but are they going to put the black, the paper down to keep the weeds from coming through?
Again, I don't remember exactly how they do that, but yeah, weeds don't come through. I've been to playgrounds that have it, and
There's a whole layering process so that the water
Yeah.
can filter through too. And
Yeah.
I mean, they have a whole,
I'm sure they do. I was just checking,
Yeah.
well, I don't think we're going to need a formal resolution. I can just, I've been taking notes about our discussion. I'll write that up, send that to them so that they kind of know how we feel. I'll try to include as many nuances as I can. But I think it's important that, all the people on this call really ought to try to get participate in the council meeting next week.
So,
And go
yeah.
ahead.
So, I mean, should we start trying to get together a GoFundMe page before the council meeting? Should we try to get that done within the next couple days? I mean, I could get together. I mean, free after work in the afternoons and the evenings.
Okay.
What's
Well,
everyone's
I need
thoughts on the GoFundMe
Yeah.
page?
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
need
we
to talk
need,
to Case about that, about how the money would transfer into the town. I don't know how that works, but however they set it up with the Marina, we can set it up this way, set it up for this too.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need an action thing here. I liked your idea about, putting it on Facebook or getting some kind of news out there so that people are aware of this and they realize what the money's going for, and that there even is a GoFundMe I mean, if we just set up a GoFundMe, that's not going to do anything. We need to get the word out there.
Yeah.
So some kind of action there too needs to happen.
I will be contacting the Spy and the Kent County News right away.
The one thing I want to, this last time I'm going to say it. If someone comes up and says, well, why didn't you guys figure this out in the beginning? They need to know why we have a $30,000 shortfall. I don't want us to look like, the recreational committee that didn't know what we were doing. We did know what we were doing. We just had some people that held the process up. And I think that needs to be made clear so people know if they're donating money, it's not our fault.
You're saying they need to know our story, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
our story. There you go.
Because the neighbors don't have kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a woman nearby I've talked to who she's not opposed to a playground in general. She just doesn't want it in Wilmer Park. She just loves Wilmer Park as a big open space. So, but it really is the best place for a playground.
Well, and you've also got to think of it too. People coming to the marina on their boats with kids. Place
Perfect.
to go. I mean, you've got all of our festivals that does use you've got the tall ships that come in and they use the parking lot. They use the marina parking lot. We've got the Dickens Day that goes all the way down High Street down there. And I mean, and that just keeps everything. Now kids got, I mean, there's things to do. Obviously it's getting dark at that point in time, but even during Saturday morning, and you can go do Dickens, but at the same time you can escape to the park and go play I mean, there's a lot of different stuff about it that it's not just for kids here in town as much as it is also, people coming in to visit, being able to distract, being able to have, those things there. But
Right. We can't tell the people on boats to go and get up to Washington Park or, eventually, what's the big park, what's in the works
Bailey.
too? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, I
we
mean,
can't
but
tell
it's,
them to go way up there. How are they going to get up there if they're
I
on a
mean,
boat?
it's just, I agree. And it's just something that can be added to what are the amenities around the marina. I mean, there's another amenity now around the marina.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
I know the downtown businesses are all in favor of the playground, and I think we should particularly target the real estate companies because this is a quality of life issue for the town.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, real estate people, when they do their advertising, they have the marina on their advertising. They have different parts of Chestertown that are really important. Churches, meeting halls, businesses, restaurants. Then they can put a beautiful playground on there. I mean, it's going to attract more people. There's no doubt about it. It's so positive for Chestertown. It's just a great thing.
Any other comments you want to make sure get recorded at this point?
We're still on the playground, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wanted to talk about another addition we should have down there, but I don't know if it relates to the playground. So
I just
maybe
wanted
I
to
could-
reiterate that, our not our last option, but we really hate to take anything away from the playground. We really followed what the public was asking for, and this is what we came up with. So, it would be a hard pill to swallow to have to change the whole design and do all that because of this. So I think in the article or on Facebook, we can emphasize that this is what the public asked for. This is, why we don't want to take anything out. So.
Yeah. Before we lose Aaron and Danielle, Frank, can you go ahead and talk about, I presume you want to talk about a restroom down there. Is that what you were?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I would think that with the monies that the town has, infrastructure or whatever, I don't know if the restroom has, I don't know if that has any bearing. And I think a restroom
Yes,
would be,
the COVID funds can definitely be used for that.
now, I don't know what the cost of a restroom is. I'm sure it's probably way up there, 500,000 plus. I really don't know. Maybe not that much, but I'm sure to do the one that's correct and that'll work fine, it's going to be expensive. But I think having those portable potties down there, that needs to go at some point. It just, with this new playground and everything, I think we have so many beautiful things down there that we need to get rid of those. But I don't think that is the place where the restroom should go. I don't know what the neighbors in that area would say because, it's close to those buildings. But I would think that it should go up towards Stepney Station, up in that area, next to where those sales are. That's my opinion now, up in that area, because people from downtown can walk to it. People from the Marina that come up to use the playground could walk to it. People from the Ajax Park could walk to it, and people that are going towards the Sultana, they'll probably have restrooms down there at their new addition. But I think it would be centralized in that area, somewhere near where the sales are. And I don't know how they would get water or sewer. I'm sure their sewer goes right through there, but I think we need to have a nice looking, maybe something that's timbers on the side and not cement block. Something that looks attractive. We've got to figure out how to keep people from, there are ways to keep people from living in there. I've heard that's a problem. You don't want that to happen. And you want to have it probably lit. You don't want to have, don't want to have a drug problem. But I think we really need to pursue that because we need restrooms in town. You got one at the Marina, but I know storefronts downtown, they don't like people coming in and use the restrooms. And I think if you have a public restroom in that area, it's close enough. Well, it's not that close, but it's close enough where people could walk to it. So, my thoughts.
Do you want to put that in the form of a motion?
Sure. I don't know if I would have anything ready to go to the town next week, but I'd like to make a motion that we present some ideas to the town council about the possibility of putting a permanent restroom somewhere in Wilmer Park, preferably up near Stepney Station in that area, that would be central to a lot of the areas around town. I'd like to make a motion for that.
I'll second it.
All right, any more discussion?
Didn't we discuss months ago about, wasn't there a committee for this already, looking at places or looking at using this money?
They've talked about setting up such a committee. I have not heard that it's actually been established yet. But
Okay.
I will definitely make sure this gets to the right people. I'll have a discussion with the mayor tomorrow about our call.
I mean, regardless, obviously Chestertown needs a restroom somewhere.
Yeah.
But regardless, if the money can be there and can be used, I just remember us having that discussion of that there was going to be a committee.
Right. And that, ideally Frank would be on that committee.
If they would take me, I don't know if they would, but anyhow, I would like to, I just think that putting a restroom down by where those portable potties are right now, you're going to run into a lot of issues with those neighbors down there. Not saying that the neighbors won't complain with it going at the other part of the park, but at least it's farther out of the way for a lot of people. But we need a restroom down there. We need that. Where do people, people go to those porta potties and it just doesn't have the class that Chestertown has. That's all.
We'll put it right on the edge of Charles Lerner's property. I didn't say that. Danielle, you have your hand up.
Should we meet again in about 2 days to talk about where we are and what we're going to propose to the council on Monday?
Do you think, do others think we should?
I have few evenings this week. We have away basketball games. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but if I can, I will. Okay. If
Yeah,
I
I
can,
can't, I can't guarantee exactly. Give me some dates and times. I'll see what I can do, but
Can you propose a date, a day, Danielle?
Oh, the date? I mean, I'm free all this week, so it wouldn't matter to me. I can make anything work. Anytime after like 3:30 at the earliest, I can do 3:30 or
I apo-
later.
I apologize. What was this meeting for again? To go over what
Just-
we just discussed?
Yeah, go over what we just discussed. I feel like we talked about a lot of different things, a lot of different ideas. I was thinking maybe we could get back together in maybe 2 days and just about where we are and what we're gonna, propose to the town on next Monday.
I think, I like your idea, but I think, in my opinion, if we can't get together at all, meet, maybe Jim, you were gonna put together some of these ideas. Could we do this through emails, or is that not allowed under
Okay.
rules, Robert's rules? I don't know.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be
open-
fine with me.
Oh, the Open Meetings Act?
Are we
I-
allowed to do that?
I'm allowed to like send notes of what we discussed. We just can't discuss them via email, but if we can, convene another meeting,
Okay.
but that would require a quorum. We would need to make sure there's at least 3 Recreation Commission
Oh.
members on it.
Much trouble. We just have a lot to think about.
Yeah, I see what you mean. There just seems to be a lot to think about in a short period of time. I
Yeah,
feel
There
like
is.
there's a time crunch and I'm kind of like struggling with,
yeah,
figuring out too.
everybody is scrambling on this issue.
I think getting the word out there with our story, I think is probably the first thing to do. Raise awareness, let people know what's going on. You'd be surprised that,
Touchdown happenings.
all the,
Facebook.
Chestertown
Everything.
happenings, Jim, you mentioned the
Vintage
spy, the
films.
news. I think getting our story out is probably first and foremost, and you'd be surprised. We could be surprised at what happens just alone with people knowing about that. So
Well, I'm gonna check into this bond flex stuff, and Jim, you'll find me how many yards, or maybe Case could let me know. Maybe we could have a bond flex party and raise money just for that stuff. 95,000. That's insane.
That's
But
right.
rubber's expensive.
Hey, the
For-
neighbors stole us. Why can't we stole the loan, right?
Yeah, there you go.
you
For
heard me.
$5,000, I will sit under liquefied rubber. Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
gosh.
pay interest?
Are you gonna be an Avenger? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. I think
Um,
over the holidays, I've watched every single Spider-Man movie there is. My kids have been watching them. So
oh yeah, the latest one was really good. How about, okay, I'm thinking you're Danielle, we're allowed to call a meeting with 24 hours notice if we publish an agenda 24 hours in advance. So what if we say, how much, say Thursday night?
I mean, I
And-
could-
I know we have a game. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I
Oh.
might not be able to make it, but I'll do my best.
Friday night? I mean, people aren't going out because of COVID, right?
yeah, I can do Friday.
Okay.
Frank, can you do
sounds-
Friday?
I mean, because is Rosie around? Do we need to reach out to Rosie and the rest of them too? And
We don't
just
have
see,
to.
'cause-
We don't have to decide right this minute when we're gonna meet again. I was just. It just came across my mind that maybe we should,
Get some
reconvene
emails
at some
and share
point.
some notes.
Get some emails and maybe, I don't know, share notes and ideas.
Danielle, you seem really upbeat about this. It's exciting to have enthusiasm. Well, I like it. It's great. We're a
you
good
guys-
team. We have a good.
I don't even
committee.
have kids here.
Well, it's just
We
nice to have
just
enthusiasm.
live like a half mile down the street.
Yeah, we live half a mile down the street.
And it's very important.
It is. It is
It's
important.
extremely important.
Erin was there with all the planning.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to bite my tongue as much as possible for risk of saying something, but no. I mean,
Well-
I I think we're getting on the right track now with where we are. I mean, we have to move forward from where we are. So,
Yes,
So
the forward look.
Yeah, Jackie wanted to be on the call too, but she's soon to have a baby any day now, and
she's very
she's-
pregnant.
she was afraid her blood pressure might get too high if she were on this
Yeah.
call.
She doesn't want to have a baby under this kind of energy.
Hey, that's one thing about our group. We've got energy. Everyone's, wants to get this done. So
Yeah. Okay, to go back to I'm not sure anything else was urgent. Let me go back to the agenda to make sure. Which one is that? I should have closed some of these before the meeting. Oh, that would have been in the window. Sorry for the delay here. Okay. Yeah, there really wasn't. The community meetings was Rosie's thing. We can wait on Carpenter Park for Harold. Kayak and Windboard, nothing's been done. So, yeah, I think I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Second.
yeah,
And
this is a good meeting.
what?
That was my boyfriend. He said this was a good meeting.
Okay. So we'll hear from me tomorrow. I'm energized to really move forward on this.
Yeah, keep us posted on what, how we can help you. I know there's a lot of our other people that are, I'm sure, willing to help do things too. So email, if there's anything you need.
Yeah.
Will do. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you so much, Jim.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, Jim.
Good
Thank you,
night.
everyone.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here,
Bye.
bye.
Yay, we survived.